Toyota just teased their 2024 redesigned Tacoma pickup truck, and they didn't tell anyone about it, let anyone know. So let's get into what we have going on Instagram. If you're new to the channel, my name's Kirk. I talk about Toyota quite often. I'll be leaving in just a couple days to drive the new Prius Prime, and eventually I'll show you guys hands-on the reveal of this Tacoma. I can't say when, just before the end of the year. We're at their Instagram page, and they tease this image of a silhouette of a dude, a nighttime skyline with some stars, and a pickup truck silhouette. And you might be thinking, okay, is this a Toyota pickup truck? A beautiful scene, whatever. It's the new Tacoma 100%. I'm going to tell you why. Over on my image editor, it doesn't matter if I brighten this up. You don't get a whole lot of detail. I mean, maybe you can see through the windshield just a little bit. You can actually see a little bit on the tailgate here, which is surprising. Now, if I show you guys the tailgate of the current Tacoma, there's not a whole lot to see here other than it looks like we have maybe a little bit more pronounced, like a little built-in spoiler on the bed. These wheels seem to be larger than what we have with these 18-inch wheels. But to me, there's one dead giveaway that this is the new Tacoma. Remember just a couple months ago, we had the leaks on the patents from the Brazil patent office. And what we have is the new Tacoma. This is what it will look like 100%. And it wasn't the first time we saw it. We saw it back in at the end of 2021 when Akio Toyota teased their battery electric lineup. The only difference is between this and the production-ready Tacoma will be the front end a little bit. We won't have this bar here. So if we go back, I guess we have a comparison image. This one here, we can see that the grille is much more porous to allow more air to cool down the turbo 4-cylinder. V6 should be completely abolished, sadly. That's just the way of the world. In the patent image, we also have the little shark fin antenna on top that we don't have in the conceptualized image. But the giveaway that this is the new Tacoma is the rooftop spoiler. We saw this kind of built into the new Tundra. It helps with aerodynamics. I know it's hard to see from this image, but this is just kind of the top-down version of the new Tacoma. And going back to the image here, we see this spoiler built into the roofline as well. So Toyota is teasing the new Tacoma in front of our eyes. All Toyota had to say is lost in the stars, ... let's go places. So I didn't see anything cryptic here, nothing hidden in the shadows. Unfortunately, remember the GR Corolla, the teaser program, the hype program that they had with that. There's teasers everywhere. I just don't see a lot of teasers going on other than just a general silhouette of what the public, if you're a fan, you already know that this vehicle's coming out very soon. And with the images that I've shown you, it'll look just like this with added splashes of color. You can see on the conceptualized image we had, you know, the A-pillar blacked out like the Tundra. That will more than likely be the case as well, at least on certain trims of the new Tacoma. The Tacoma should be retiring a couple powertrains here. The naturally aspirated 2.7 liter inline 4-cylinder should be put to rest. I guess there's a possibility that they could replace it with a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder because it is far more efficient, better torque, better power than this ancient 2.7 liter that they still use. So I guess that's a possibility. Also, the 2GR engine, the 3.5 liter V6 should be retired as well. I don't even have it on this list, but it will be retired and replaced with this 2.4 liter turbo engine that we see in a lot of Toyota and Lexus products over the past couple of years. It'll get a new 10-speed auto. I expect the 6-speed manual to be canceled as well, unfortunately. 265 horse and 310 pound-feet of torque. A nice upgrade in torque, which is important for trucks. Now, we'll also get a turbo, or should I say it'll be called iForce Max, just kind of the smaller version of iForce Max. We have the twin-turbo V6 hybrid with 437 horsepower, but that uses a twin-turbo V6. This would use a 2.4 turbo 4-cylinder, and that should get us around 313 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque, which are welcome upgrades. Miles per gallon, it's kind of hard to say. Mid to low 20s would be my guess. 26 actually might be on the high end here. What I would want to see, though, is a base hybrid system without the turbo, make it a little bit more fuel efficient. 30 miles per gallon would be amazing in a Tacoma, and that would still give us over 200 horsepower and over 300 pound-feet of torque. Think of it as taking the RAV4 hybrid and put it in a truck with a real automatic 10-speed transmission instead of an eCVT, and with a lot more torque, and that's kind of what this would give you here. So that's the engine type that I would like to see. but this is going to be a lock as well as this is a lock. What about it getting the twin turbo V6? I'm never going to say never. I guess they could come out with some sort of Raptor fighter of some sort. Just don't get your hopes up for it because they build the Tacoma in Mexico and they have those twin turbo V6s in San Antonio. So I just don't see the logistics working for that, but anything's possible. So if you're excited for the new Tacoma, smash the like button. I will give you guys hands-on reveal of that in just a few months' time. I can't say any more than that, unfortunately. And what we have going on here is some big battery electric news for Toyota. This has been in the rumor mill for a while. So we're going to start back in October of 2022. Toyota of Japan can make the 9th global finished car maker to use batteries of LG Energy Solution. And then we go forward to Pulse News Korea in January of this year. LG Energy Solution likely to supply batteries to Toyota instead of joint venture setup. Toyota has joint ventures with Panasonic, actually 2 of them, has joint ventures with BYD and CATL. Now, fast forwarding to today, March 24th, South Korea's LG Energy Solutions in talk with Toyota to supply EV batteries. When asked about the negotiation progress with Toyota, LG CEO Kwang Young-soo said that it had been going well and we are discussing the way of cooperation. LG supplies Tesla, they supply General Motors with their Ultium platforms, and then we also know Honda and LG is building that $4.5 billion plant in Ohio that will be up and running by 2025, 2026. But it's not stopping there. LG also has plans with Stellantis. And on Friday, LG said they are going to resume the stalled U.S. battery project with over $5.5 billion investment in Arizona to qualify for the U.S. federal tax incentives under the IRA. With the new investment plan, LG is growing a list of suppliers and car makers expanding battery production in the United States. The new Arizona factory will consist of 2 facilities, one for cylindrical batteries for EVs and another for lithium iron phosphate pouch-type batteries for energy storage systems. LG said production of EV batteries from the new plant would begin in 2025 and the energy storage solution batteries in 2026. So 2025 is actually when Toyota plans on selling, or should I say, shifting around their Kentucky plant, so they're building EVs there. Now, Toyota already has a battery plant going to be up and running in North Carolina. They will probably be working with Panasonic as well. Panasonic has a plant going up, multi-billion-dollar plant going up in Kansas. And then this battery plant, Toyota could be employing as well through LG. And over at Notebook Check of all places, they're even saying as well that LG is supplying LFP and the 4680 batteries to Tesla and Toyota as it greenlights Arizona factory. Notebook Check is saying that the LFP batteries might not be used for energy storage solutions. It might actually be used for electric vehicles, which in theory, they can be used as energy storage as well, kind of by doing vehicle to load. And that could open up the doors for Tesla and Toyota to offer very affordable EVs around $25,000. And over at YNA, a Korean website, they're saying that LG could be doing a joint venture with Toyota. So it just depends on the source, and there could be some things lost in translation here from Korean. Toyota's track record with battery suppliers would suggest that they would form a joint venture instead of just hiring them to make batteries for them. I think in the long run, Toyota knows that it reduces cost if they do it that way. And LG would probably prefer that as well because that will give them a little bit more of a long-term ease of mind. So I think we'll have an announcement here pretty soon between LG and Toyota about a joint venture and then hopefully a new battery plant opening up different than the Arizona plant. The reason why the Arizona plant doesn't make a lot of sense to me for Toyota is because logistically, it's kind of far from their manufacturing facilities. So I have all the Toyota plants here saved, go figure, on my Google Maps. And if they're going to be building a plant in Arizona, well, the only thing that's close to there is this plant in Mexico, and they built the Tacoma there. So is there a possibility we could be getting this electric Tacoma with LG batteries in 2025? I guess that's a possibility. I think the chances of it are still pretty slim. But also you guys down below if you would like to see an electric Tacoma. And okay, so see how far it is, if there's an Arizona plant away from all their other plants here. Okay, we know in southern Texas and San Antonio, they build the Sequoia as well as the Tundra. And then down here in Mexico, near Mexico City in the Guanajuato plant, they build more Tacomas. So maybe that could supply this area, but you got to realize in Kansas, that's where the new Panasonic plant is going to be. Here in North Carolina, that's where their new plant's going to be. So that's a long ways for those batteries to travel to get to their main plants in Canada, Indiana, Ohio, and Mississippi. Well, Mississippi, they build the Corolla there, so I don't see any battery electric Corollas coming along anytime soon. But definitely the Kentucky plant, Indiana plant, and Canada plants need to have battery electric vehicles, and that's where this North Carolina plant and this Kansas plant makes sense. But who knows? Maybe they build another plant here in the South with LG, a joint venture to provide the batteries for electric vehicles built in the eastern part of North America. Thank you guys for making it to the end. I appreciate you. If you haven't hit the like button, that helps me out so much. I'm excited to leave Monday to drive the Prius Prime, the 220 horsepower, maybe 45, 50 miles range. We'll see. I have no idea other than what we're hearing from Japan. I don't have the embargoed assets yet. I wouldn't be able to tell you if I had those assets. Anyways, I will be driving the Corolla Cross Hybrid there as well, which I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for. A lot coming down the hatch. Integra Type S will be sometime this summer. Lexus TX, Lexus GX reveal will be happening sometime this summer as well. Then the Toyota Grand Highlander drive will be happening. I think that's all I got so far. I actually got invited by Alfa Romeo to head to Fort Lauderdale to do some hot laps before the F1 race, but it didn't make sense logistically for me to do that, but that would have been cool. But I got to shut it down there. A lot of stuff coming to the channel just in the next couple months. And then, of course, it'll come on heavy on the later half of this year as well. Thank you guys for all your support. And I'll see you in the comments on everything Tacoma and electrified, potentially Tacoma. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.